Welcome to the Authentic Leaders Rising podcast, where high achieving entrepreneurs and leaders come to receive deep, insightful conversations and practical guidance to move from hustle to flow without sacrificing their authentic self and the results. I am your host and Chief Energy Officer, Tammy Cho, a former patient care leader turned international best-selling author, speaker, and face and body analysis expert. Get ready to lead your authenticity, lead your energy, and lead your impact. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here, tuning in. I really appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be diving into what is face analysis, inner awakening experience. Now, I often get a lot of questions about this, especially with the words face analysis in it, right? People wonder, what is it? Like, what can it tell me? Where does it come from? What benefits can you receive from it? And what can I expect from this inner awakening session, right? Well, today I'm going to be diving into answering all these questions for you. And of course, if there's something I don't answer, please let me know. So, what is face analysis and what can your own face tell you about you? For many, I understand that face analysis sounds very woo, right? But it actually comes from a field of study called psychosomatic therapy. And simply explained, it is the study of the body, mind, heart, soul as is expressed through our face, our physical body symptoms, the way we walk, the way we breathe. And anytime, essentially, you could bring the unconscious to the conscious to be addressed, this is when change, transformation, and evolution happens, right? I received my master's in psychosomatic therapy from the International Psychosomatic Therapy College, which is based in Australia. And the intention of psychosomatic therapy is to really tap into someone's physical body to locate areas of inadequate or blocked energy flow created by someone's, mental, emotional, physical experiences of the past or present that has been imprinted into the body as cellular memory through repetitive thoughts, belief system, behaviors, habits, right? So that we can essentially prevent psychosomatic dis-ease in the body. And although this is a health outcome versus a business outcome per se, what we don't realize is that it's more connected than we think. Like we understand logically, right, that when something goes sideways with our health, it will affect our energy, our performance to effectively lead our business and team, right? We understand that when our mindset is off, is not in the right place, it will affect our energy towards our business as well, right? However, what we tend not to connect is that our exact body features, physical symptoms, and challenges are speaking directly to us from our subconscious, our soul, our emotions to communicate that something is out of alignment, out of energy alignment within ourselves. And although we can push through, right, and let the mind lead to get results, and you can do it that way, it's often eventually at the expense of our own needs, our energy flow, and our health. So, what I believe is understanding and tapping into our own body wisdom and communication, and truly stepping into our authentic, energetic self leadership and our embodiment, right, is in many ways the sustainable way to lead our business and lives. Because business is not a short term sprint, right? We're in it for the long term game. It's a marathon, it's long term. But it is not only business, right? It's also an innate level of joy, happiness, and fulfillment is a direct function of our level of connection and intimacy within ourselves. And this is what face and body analysis supports us with. Now, some of you may have heard that I used to struggle with generalized anxiety disorder, depression, and chronically burning out. When I looked through the lens of wanting to heal myself through psychosomatic therapy, I was able to heal from generalized anxiety, depression, and, you know, burning out again and again without medications, which is a good thing already in and of itself, right? However, when I expanded my psychosomatic therapy lens, bringing in the metaphysical laws of manifestation, my energy mastery tools, NLP, embodiment, and coaching aspects, right? I've been able to build my purpose driven business and life where not only am I able to maintain my mental wellness, right? I've been able to create an inner peace, fulfillment, a deepening connection with my husband, my kids, and my relationships, while creating abundance, ease, and flow in my business, in my relationships, in my life, and really support my clients to do the same. And now that I can see how these parts are moving together, the only thing that the flow stops is when I am not receiving and taking action for my needs, my true desires, and or what my heart really wants. In combination with coaching, this modality can essentially improve our physical health, our level of connection in relationships with the people we love, our thoughts and emotions, therefore our relationship with exhaustion and stress, and maintaining energy alignment to create abundance, ease, and flow in our business and lives. And this is why I'm so passionate about, guiding clients back to themselves through, the tangibility of their own face and body, back to, a relationship with themselves, back to a deeper connection through their own body, really calling back pieces of themselves that they might have ignored, neglected, forgotten, to really come home to ourselves and our energy alignment. Because energy alignment is really bringing all these pieces within ourselves into one, which that therefore reflects back in what we're able to create in our lives. This is like the secret and the key if we actually allow ourselves to live this way. And the face analysis inner awakening process is one of the first steps of creating this for my clients. If you are wanting to have an experience of this, right? Just so you know, below in the notes, I have created a free Lead Your Authenticity face analysis video series where I essentially walk you through leaning into your own self leadership capacities and experiencing a journey between your inner and outer world to really bridge your authenticity to yourself. You could click on the show notes or simply go to pathtotheheart.com/links to get your free video series. So, what is face analysis in our awakening experience? It's a process where we look at your physical features, like your face shape, your actual facial features, like your nose or your ears, the texture of the skin, the color, the lines, to really highlight aspects of your personality and where your embodiment is, where it may be in or out of alignment in different places and how they affect each other. One of the first benefits of inner awakening experience is it highlights where your strengths lie. Now, we can see where someone may have the capacity for their strengths. And what I find is that sometimes someone may be aware of their gifts, but they are brushing it off, which within them, within itself, because they're doing it so well, they can't really see it for themselves in the same perspective. And this can really point to a place where we're actually not fully receiving ourselves and our gifts. Sometimes I can see the capacity of the gifts on their specific facial zones. But when I look at the quality of maybe the skin, the coloring, the texture of that particular part of their face, I can see where this may be a place they are blocking themselves or maybe having challenges with fully expressing their strengths, and therefore really restricting themselves, right, from fully expressing who they are and standing in their own thought leadership. Now, one of the other benefits of an inner awakening experience is really highlighting where someone may hold challenges, subconscious blocks, so to speak. We can see where someone may have different aspects of their personality that may be in conflict with one another. Like, for example, if I see a client that has a larger, mental zone on their face, but their jawline is quite curved, or the jaw lines are quite broken on the side, I can see they may have excellent capacity for creativity and ideas and strong intellect, but they may lack the ability to take action and struggle to actually get their ideas out into their business and life. And depending on what other features show, I can see on their face they could be building, it could be needing to build the inner capacity, or it could be showing up um, through struggling to ask for help. Um, One of the other benefits of inner awakening experience can also highlight where someone may be out of energy alignment between their inner and outer worlds, because the left side of your face is our private world and the right side of our face is the public world, what we show the world. And so when we um, look at the differences between the sides and the features and the differences in the particular features, we can really highlight a lot of places where we are or we are not showing up. This could show up for some clients having their entire maybe right side of their face actually larger in surface area compared to the left side of their face, for example. And where they are, essentially placing more of the energy and resources towards the public aspects and showing up in outside of themselves, but their inner world is neglected and pushed away. And the more we don't receive ourselves and these inner, more maybe private parts of ourselves, the more life doesn't flow because they are blocking an aspect of themselves, and at a subconscious level affects their level of worthiness to receive more. And so this shows up in blocking self subconsciously, upper limiting, things like this that can occur in our business relationships and lives, right? Or we can have all the things looking good on paper, but we feel disconnected, unfulfilled, and perhaps feeling lonely, even when like they're surrounded with people they love around them. That's a common thing that people say, that they're around people, they just feel lonely inside, you know? Sometimes a client may have a high level of self-awareness in, the face analysis experience. But what was most powerful to them um, was the healing aspects of actually being witnessed and seen and heard and validated. And it was the missing part in their healing and energy alignment for themselves. And so they didn't know, necessarily what was missing or aware of what they actually needed to even ask for it. However, after the session, right, their capacity to receive expands their energy to be more of themselves and life. And there's less resistance of self in these unconscious ways, right? A face analysis can bring you literally face to face with places of truth within yourself. So if you're a truth seeker, this is definitely something that you want to tap into. For myself, I don't like to call it face reading per se, because for me, it's not about reading the facial features necessarily, because it could become a very intellectual understanding, right? And there's no real transformation in that. So for myself, it's important to really hold the space to support you in dropping from the mind into your body, into your heart, to really experience yourself in this way. And it's also super important for me to hold space to see how you relate to your facial features, how what you see, what jumps out at you, than what I can see around it. Sometimes it's often seeing your positive or negative reactions to your own face and facial structures, right? And often when I do this, the physical features that my clients have the biggest reaction to, right, is often the exact subconscious block that is in the way of what they want right now. And so, my intention in a face analysis is to hold a non judgmental and safe space to really remove, uncover subconscious emotional or energy blocks that hold and really hold that space, right? To create so you could create an entirely different relationship with yourself. Because how we relate to ourselves is how we relate to life. It's super powerful in this way. Because often it's not that your gifts and challenges are not already in front of you in some shape or form, but we are not connecting to it with how it's showing up, the level it's even affecting our own energy flow or our physical health and how it's actually affecting things in our face and therefore in our body, right? So, one of the other things I include in my inner awakening sessions is your psychosomatic personality and soul purpose numerology numbers. And these are specifically to how it actually pertains to the potential features we see in your face and the potential challenges that might show up in the body. I am truly passionate about helping someone see that when we are not walking our soul's mission and purpose, it actually begins to show up and affect our physical body and health. And so what I do is I provide, you know, instructions, right, in a session on how to take the pictures of your own face. I ask you for your birth date numbers, and I essentially set up a customized PowerPoint presentation where we meet for 90 minutes on Zoom. So this process definitely could be done online if you're curious. The face analysis in our awakening experience can highlight a variety of awarenesses to create, outcomes specific to your intention and the degree it shows up on your facial features. And so at the beginning of a session, what to expect is I would ask you to set an intention of what you want to know, uncover, and create in our session time together. What you need to know often will come through in this session. I have yet not to have that happen as energy flows to where we place our intention and attention. And in the context of specific outcomes, the results are also, often very different for every client because we are all unique and different in our own way. It's quite personalized how it's expressed to our face. However, I will share with you a few, client experiences. I had a client that after the session of discovering how he was hiding deeper parts of himself, and when he connected it, he realized how he was really not marketing key aspects, offering key offerings in his business that were quite aligned to his gifts that were he was actually really good at, And the next time we chatted, he celebrated with me that after he chose to start promoting his digital media editing services, packages, and things like this, he pulled in a partner and he won 3 awards in this human rights media production. And I had one client that shared with me that I was able to help her tap into this deeper part of herself that she had buried. And she didn't even want to admit to herself that it was true. But because she was very courageous to meet face to face with herself, it was like it unkinked the kink in the hose for her, and it really expanded her energy levels, her productivity, her performance to really allow things in with more ease. And yet I had another client that after the analysis and seeing and connecting to who she truly was, in many ways, like she was in this tough decision that she was really not allowing herself to fully connect to. Like she kind of knew what she needed to do, but she wasn't allowing herself to be present to it. And she was essentially running from it. And excuse me. She had been staying in an emotionally abusive relationship um, with her current husband, and that he was really using money as a way to control her. And of course, this was obviously hanging over her, affecting her level of happiness and business that she was able to bring in. And she told me after the session, she felt this like expanded self-love and respect for herself, like seeing, really connecting to herself and what she was actually doing to herself. And after the session, she took the steps she needed to do to, free herself and her son from, the relationship she was in. Not to say like that's a common thing that happens to make such a big decision, but she was right there on the verge. And sometimes it's this ability to see ourselves in a different perspective that makes um, the biggest difference in our lives. And I had another client that felt very stuck with creativity and flow in her business. She felt very stagnant. And we were able to highlight the core block and trauma that was jumping out at me from her analysis and support her in emotional release. And in the week after our analysis, her entire retreat program downloaded from her with ease and grace. And she had so much fun doing it. And she was just so surprised. And she realized how hard she's been, beating up on herself. And it was affecting her ability to receive everything that wanted to come through. And it truly expanded her ability to receive herself and her creativity and hold a new level of compassion for herself. And I also had someone who was very far along in her success and spiritual evolution. And she told me that she thought it would be, something interesting and cool and fun to do to have her face read, right? And what she was met with was the exact block that was holding her back from her next level. And she was just so grateful and surprised and shocked in many ways, but it just opened up something in her that she wasn't even looking for. So when I work with coaching clients, the face analysis is the first step because you get to meet face to face and be radically honest and authentic for yourself. That's the space I hold. And transformation is directly correlated with our level of vulnerability and our willingness to move towards the discomfort. And a face analysis can bring up uncomfortable things. And with my coaching clients, I also do before and after face analysis. So we could really witness your physical changes, and your transformation, and also guide us into the next steps moving forward on where we need to go. And so this is the beautiful thing with tapping into our own, facial structure and what our body is telling us in this kind of way. I will be highlighting some before and after pictures in a future podcast episode if that draws you. Um, just so you know, I'll be posting my episodes onto YouTube, uploading them there so that I can really show these visual pictures, especially if you're a visual learner, seer, understander, whatever that is. I will be putting the link in the show notes so that you can see the exact changes that were happening in people's faces and also what they have moved forward within themselves in their beingness, how that's directly the things that have changed. So stay tuned for that. I hope I covered everything that you may have wanted to know about this inner awakening experience and more. But however, if you have more questions, I do welcome them. Let me know. Please direct message me. Let me know what I can answer for you. I'd be happy to support and help. And if you're someone who values, personal growth and self-leadership, it's a never-ending journey. And if you are someone who feels you have it all, but still feel a level of emptiness or disconnection, like something is missing, right? Or simply on the verge of your next level of expansion, I invite you to book your inner awakening experience with me so I can hold space for you. Um, I invite you, if you want to book a session, to go directly to pathtotheheart.com. links to book your face analysis experience directly with me. Or feel free to obviously direct message me on my social media platforms in the show notes if you have any questions as well, of course. The inner awakening experience is your first step to really start to lead with your own inner authenticity, leading your energy, and leading your impact in all areas of your life. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you like the show, I would be honored if you could leave a review, subscribe, follow. If it resonates with you, if you like this episode, take a screenshot and please post it to your stories and tag me. That would be wonderful. Um, Thank you for supporting me and helping me reach more people that can be a part of this movement. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Much love to you. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Authentic Leaders Rising podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. And leave us a review so others can find the life-changing content that we're sharing here. We are starting our movement on our way to number 1, and we need your help to get there. If you'd like to connect with other high-achieving entrepreneurs and leaders who are also on their authentic, energetic leadership journey, join our free Facebook community, Energetically Aligned Leaders. Go to pathtotheheart.com/links to join the Facebook group, book your personalized face analysis experience, or to access our resources.